Give everybody a few minutes to get in here. What's up, Zach? How are you today? Med school homework? Like it? Good shit. Alright, let me get this in here. NBA live. Same. Alright. Yeah, so we got a nice 3-gamer. I kind of like it. We've got early game, we've got Lakers going up against the Bucks. Bucks favored by 2. Over under is 228.5. Uh, yeah, for sure. I would assume that that's going to be pretty chalky. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Sleepy. For sure. Sleepy. For sure. Sleepy. For sure. That's extremely cheap for them. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's on FanDuel. Yeah, he's priced up. Yeah, too cheap. Man, I really don't mind KCP. He's 4K. Like, if you want to do that as a pivot off of the DiVincenzo chalk, I don't mind that pivot because he's been hot lately. So I like that as a pivot. Yeah, 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 for sure. I mean, from I'm just looking at optimizers and what's popping. It's really popping the big three and then just filling in value around, which is probably going to be the popular build. Stars and scrubs. You're probably going to jam in. Yeah, you're going to jam in Giannis. You're going to jam in Braun and AD probably, and then that leaves you like I don't know. I think they all ball. Wait a second. Wait, is Zach talking too? We can't hear him if so. Oh, Lord. No, not this time. Nope. Sure don't. Yeah, I haven't even been talking, so that sucks. Holy fucking shit. God. Alright. Give us a second, guys. I don't know why this shit changes every single day. No, I'm not talking to myself. Hey, pop in the Twitch, Zach, on Discord. Pop it in there. Alright, that's fine.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Let me see if they can hear you now.
Hopefully they can. I don't understand. You sure you don't have like something on your computer muted or?
Yep. They should be able to hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was it. We were able to hear each other last time too. Ad Hall just said we got you.
Yeah, me. I don't know if they can hear you.
Oh. He said,
Okay.
and then Bagwell said,
All right.
"Yep." Okay.
Sweet.
I don't
All right.
understand what's going on.
All right. So, what did you comment back in here? What if you guys haven't heard Zach say anything? So that's great.
So
Okay.
basically, what I was saying is that LeBron is the top play from the first game on both sites. He's too cheap. You can play the big three on FanDuel. It's gonna be harder to play the big three on DraftKings. Big three being Giannis, AD, and LeBron. All of them are priced well on DraftKings. I'd have exposure to all of them. And then I said Chris Middleton's a really good play. And then I really don't like much else. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is 3,700. You could play him on DraftKings as well. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to be the chalk option on FanDuel at 4,400 as he should be. Hunter was saying, as you guys heard, that you can get on KCP as a pivot. I think you can do that in GPPs. It'll give you ownership leverage off of Dante DiVincenzo, and that was about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just saying that I was just looking at like some optimal builds. We don't really rely on optimizers here because they just pop stupid shit in there.
If you rely on optimizers, you played Anthony Edwards at 46% in cash yesterday, like the bunch of fucking fish that people are. Like
Or DeAndre Jordan.
I was running shit with my projection stuff like that, and like obviously he's still popping. But like I was like, I had to X him out because it was giving me 100% of him no matter what I did. I was like, no, I'm not playing Anthony Edwards. I'm not an idiot. Like, and then I looked in cash games, and also, how did Brian Goodwin last night get 21% in cash games on DraftKings?
I don't even know who that
Like,
is.
he's the backup to Trey, but I have no idea. Like Rajon Rondo is back. I just have no idea how he got 21% when Solomon Hill is starting at 3,100. Like, let's play Solomon Hill. Like I have no idea. Like, the cash plays that people made last night on DraftKings were like ludicrous. I have no idea what people were thinking, and a lot of people that I respect, I just have no idea what was going on at all.
Well, that's why we smashed, so that's good for us. We fucking destroyed everyone last night.
Well, yeah, so. I don't know how Capella wasn't more owned than he was.
I mean, where did they expect the usage to go?
The fact that Brian Goodwin was owned more than Trae Young is asinine last night. Literally the stupidest. I can't even explain how stupid that is. You're telling me we have a price down Trae Young last night, and the people go to his backup over him. I have no idea what happened. I mean, I'm glad that didn't. I'll take 66 from Trae Young at 10% ownership every day. I have no idea what people were thinking. No idea. And honestly, all he did last time in overtime as well, he got 1 assist think a rebound and like 2 points. So it wasn't like, I mean, we got his double double because of it. On DraftKings, we got like 8 points out of him in overtime. Still had it 50, like 55 to 58 before overtime. Like, okay, he's still at like 6.5x. It's just like the stupidest thing. Yeah, Bagwell, Trae Young was 9% in his stuff. Like, I just have no idea where people were getting. I
I
mean, I know
mean, what
where
were
people
they
were getting
thinking?
stuff. They just follow Roto Grinders crap. I know exactly where they're. Brian Goodwin, I don't know where that came from, but the Anthony Edwards, I totally understand where it came from. They just follow Roto Grinders crap into the ground because it was spinning out like hot garbage, and I don't understand that. That is how you get people caught. If you see stuff like that, like I saw it yesterday, and I was like, I should have honestly played more on DraftKings once I saw that because I was like, this is a terrible play. There's no reason he should be disowned. I was like, if I get beat by him, then I get beat by him. That's fine. I'll take that one on the chin. But like, should have probably played more on DraftKings than I did. Um, so that's something that I need to tell you guys about more earlier. That I'm like, hey, this dude's popping for no reason at all. Um, maybe a time to up a little bit on a certain side or something like that. Because like
Yeah, just
that
do
long
do what I
term,
do, Zach.
that
They
that
they they
that
kind of ask
play long
how.
term is just what?
Sorry, I was interrupting you.
No, I'm done. I mean, I was just kind of just talking about the other slate because the
Yeah, that
slate's
you
only
you were
three
saying that
games.
play long term is just really really fucking bad. But what I was
Yeah,
saying
well,
is,
I'm saying the play long term for us is to overextend your bankroll a little bit. I'm not saying like go 40% in your bankroll. I'm saying like you're playing 10%, play 12, 13,
12. Yeah,
14%, something like that.
exactly.
And overextend your bankroll in that regard on those kind of slates. And that's just something I got to communicate better. Like, I mean, I initially
That's what
was
I
like,
was saying when I was
there's no
interrupting the
way in
hell out of you.
hell I'm playing Anthony Edwards in cash. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, like there was multiple builds that I could have had him in that gave me like I wanted. So last night we played Cam Johnson at 3,900 and Draymond Green at 5,400. I had in our build last night locked in from the get go. As soon as as soon as Hunter and Reddish were both ruled out, I had Trae Young, Goran Dragic, Kendrick Nunn. Those were locked in, along with Capella and Vooch. And I had to fill in our other pieces. I really liked Eric Gordon, so I had him in. I really wanted Kelly Oubre. He was 100 more than Draymond. Okay, so I knew Cam Johnson would be super owned last night, or decently owned, and he was a good play. He was, as long as he was starting. Sarge is still out. Like I figured he'd start again. He started 900. He's probably the best value play on the slate from just like initial standpoint. But playing him gave me 5,400 left for Draymond. So I'm like, I can't get Kelly Oubre. He's 5,500. I looked and looked and looked, and there was no one really at the 3,800 or below price range that I was really wanting. But then, just to piss myself off, I ran a GPP with the same thing with Devin Vassell or Darren Vassell, whatever his name is for the Spurs. Like Oubre outscores Draymond by like 18, and Vassell scores about the same as Cam Johnson. So it would even have been a better night if I went with that. But it wasn't a cash build having Vassell in there over Cam Johnson. So that's why I went the way I did. But what I'm saying is, like, I could have gone Anthony Edwards over, say, Eric Gordon, then played, like some 6K person over Draymond, and like no one would have batted an eye because like that was like the chalk build. But it's stupid. There's no like seeing a person like Anthony Edwards, and Hunter brought him up on the podcast yesterday. He got 30 minutes last game. He shot a lot, and he still only got you 21. And we saw the 2 games before that he got you 16 and 17 minutes. And now you're saying we're going to take this 1 game sample size and disregard everything else that he's done this season. Everything else, because I think the most he scored this season is like 24 DraftKings points. Whoop-de-doo, he gets you like 5.8x. Who cares? Like, and that is his best game. Now we're going to go up against Orlando, who has been a good defensive team for a while and now has Evan Fournier back. Not saying he's the best defensive person ever or anything like that, but overall they've been a good defensive team. And we're gonna throw Anthony Edwards in there, not starting at 4,500. Get the fuck out of here! Like that is just that is the fishiest of fish plays that half the field of DraftKings took last night. I think he was like owned at like 20% even on FanDuel. Like it was just dumb.
Edwards.
Yeah, I think he was like 4,700 on FanDuel. He was
Yeah.
popping a couple times and things.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning yesterday. I just like to see. I like to point out what the industry is doing
Yeah.
because I think that's when we can, dink and dive and zig where everybody's zagging, or
Yeah.
vice versa, whatever the saying is. You get what I'm saying. That's where our edge comes in, and that's why when you know how to play DFS basketball, so that's why
Yeah.
you're here.
Also, like going off of yesterday's podcast, Kimball Walker's going to play 25 to 28
I
minutes
saw that.
next game. That's
Speaking
literally
of
what I
that,
said. And I was
we
like, he'll
should
play 28 minutes by the end of the week. So,
make a deal for him
um,
in our season long for Kimba.
what do you say?
I said I would make a deal for him in our season long. Speaking of that,
I
we'll talk
had
about
one,
that off
so
the
come
air.
talk to me.
All right, we'll
Huh?
do it. I said yeah, for sure. We'll talk about it after.
Dude scored 30 in 20
I
minutes the other
know.
day.
Yeah, it's smashing.
I
Anyways,
love Kimba. He's one of my favorite players. But
yeah,
and then also the other thing is Pittsburgh Steelers picking up Dwayne
I
Haskins.
saw that. Did they actually pick him up, or I know they had a workout?
No, they signed him. He's
Oh
going to
my
Pittsburgh.
God, God help Steelers fans. Anyways, rip to them, man. But yeah, so
Yeah.
what we were saying earlier, you guys missed. It's probably going to be a stars and scrubs type of day. That's going to be the popular build. So you're going to have to differentiate somewhere else. So like
Yeah.
LeBron is going to be uber chalk probably both sites. Giannis, I would assume,
Yeah.
has the highest ceiling. He's probably going to be uber chalk both sites. I think
Yeah, I would
AD's
just imagine if these people
yeah.
aren't chalky, then more power for us.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
I
I
don't
think
really
that's
care.
really the way you
So
should go.
that's just my thought process is that they will be chalky.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next game because we kind of, I mean, like, there's not much more to talk about this Los Angeles and Milwaukee game.
Yeah, I mean, do you like? We talked about KCP. What do you think about Gasol? Because number one,
No.
he's 3,700 on FanDuel. That's really cheap.
Yeah, I'd rather play Wiseman. Wiseman's gonna be my center on both sides.
Gotcha. All right, I
Go
want to
ahead
talk
and
about
spill the
someone
beans
else
on that
later.
one.
And I never want to play Kyle Kuzma because he absolutely is fucking garbage. So
MPJ questionable for Friday.
why no Gasol? All?
Why
What?
no Gasol?
Oh wait, I'm trying to see if that's what he's saying.
Let me just pull up Gasol real quick.
I think he's a
Here-
GPP play if you really need the money. Like if you have $3,700, sure. I think there is
So on
better center
FanDuel,
plays.
on FanDuel he takes up your center spot, and I don't
Yep.
like fading Wiseman.
Oh, he was talking about
On
Haskins.
DraftKings,
But yeah,
he's
we can
what?
keep going. He was talking about Haskins.
Oh, that was the Haskins. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I would too.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's just Gasol like is opportunity cost on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings I'd just rather play KCP if I'm going in that range. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have any interest at Schroeder at 66. Harrell has kind of been meh for me.
yeah.
So yeah, I think we can move on. Next game. We've
Solid.
got
So the next game is the Knicks and Golden State.
Yep.
Let
me grab the total. It is a 214.5 over under, and we've got Golden State favored 4.5. They're picking up steam, man. Golden State's coming around.
Yeah,
They're coming into form.
They've been really good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Like really, really good. I mean, they smashed the Spurs last night.
I know.
And they've been competitive in games that I thought they were gonna get smacked in.
Yep.
So, hats off to Golden State.
Everyone's rounding into form, man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's. We're getting Oubre starting to hit shots now. I think we can see that again tonight. I don't know who's gonna.
Draymond's getting
really
minutes
guard
now.
people on New York. So, this game again, like I said earlier, before, like when you guys weren't hearing me, I'd rather play AD or LeBron over Curry on DraftKings. He's just not really in the conversation for me tonight. Especially like what we're just talking about. Everyone's kind of rounding into form with this team. I don't like paying this price for Curry. This isn't the Curry that's got to have to deal with the entire everything on his shoulders. Is he a good play? Yeah, and he's probably a good GPP play on DraftKings because people are going to be on AD and LeBron.
Yeah, so pivot off one of those and play Curry if you want to do that in GPPs.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd pivot off AD and go Curry.
Agreed. I agree. LeBron's the one I want. I'd go Curry over AD and GPPs for sure.
Yep.
And maybe in cash. I don't know. I have to build everything first. Randall 8,800 is fine. I know he's 9K on FanDuel, but he's competing with Giannis and AD in that power forward spot. Again, Randall could find our way into our cash builds over one of those two. I'm not sure. Randall's a good play on any slate when he's not 10K.
And when he's going against
So
Golden State, because Biggs against Golden
exactly,
State has been a
Biggs
thing
against Golden
for
State is still a thing, and it's
will
he's
be
a good
for a
play.
long time.
There's no one to guard him. Draymond can't guard Randall. Like
Nah.
Draymond's better when he can guard like some kind of guard, but they haven't had that ability because they don't have KD anymore. They used to put Draymond on a high usage guard and let KD control the paint when they had KD. Can't do that anymore. Um, Draymond's not a usual power forward in the NBA, so I like targeting real power forwards against Draymond all the time.
Yeah.
If you have a smaller team, that's when I don't like to target the guards and stuff like that against Golden State because Draymond's going to be able to guard one of the guards.
Man, do you want to hear something crazy?
But
So I live in Virginia. You know, me and Zach went to high school together, but Zach lives in Tennessee now, so he's been able to use the DraftKings Sportsbook for the past like 2 months. They just texted me, and they said this is the DraftKings VIP team. You know, they were like blah blah blah. With our sportsbook launch in Virginia right around the corner, would you be interested in a bonus offer? Sure. So it's coming to Virginia. Thank God.
Well, yeah.
That's awesome.
Virginia legalized it.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
It's green. Like if you look up where it's legal at, on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can look
Virginia's
like where
green
is it
now?
legal. They're a green state. It's just that the regulations haven't been put in place yet. So it's definitely coming. Like I mean, I don't know when. I haven't heard a specific date. Like there was like 3 different dates for Tennessee, and then they kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and finally it happened. So yeah, it's definitely been nice to be able to use that. Like
yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna be doing more of that.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna be taking more advantage of sports betting, and once we get we got the framework of ASN down, we're gonna add a bet side. We'll get there. We just need to get it all legalized and all that shit.
I mean, like right now I'm in Ohio, so I can't bet anything. And then residency, I don't know where I'm gonna be at, so I don't know when I'll be able to bet what.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, RJ Barrett's been playing really well. This is a good matchup for him.
Yep.
6,900 on DraftKings, I think, is a fair price. Don't know if he really fits into a cash build for me, but I don't see it happening because I'd rather just go up to Chris Middleton at 7,600. But I think he's a really good GPP play. This is I've seen his things, be around 50 points. Got 53 against Atlanta. This is just a really good matchup for him. Him and Randall are playing a crap ton of minutes in competitive games. I expect this game to be competitive.
Yep.
The Knicks are a good team. Like both these teams, if you told me earlier in the season, I'd be like, wow, this is gonna be a crap fest. Both these teams have exceeded expectations for me so far. So I think this game is gonna still be competitive. But I don't think RJ Barrett fits a cash build, but he's a really good GPP play. Wiggins at 6,200, again, good GPP play, not really cash build for me. This is a good matchup for him. This game should be kind of sloppy and higher paced, so I like it.
He's 7K on FanDuel.
Not for me on DraftKings. Elfrid Payton on FanDuel, I think, is like 53 or something like that.
He is 53.
So he's a good play over there. 58 on DraftKings is a little bit much for me. 53 on FanDuel is a really good price. Kelly Oubre at 5,700 on DraftKings is fine. So the main talking point that I want to talk about with this game is Alec Burks is going to be back. Okay, this isn't going to change too much from the beginning of the season though. We need to learn if Alec Burks is going to be on a minutes limit. If he's not and he's full go, he's a really good play. If he's on a minutes limit, then just forget about him. The thing is, it's not going to change that much from the beginning of the season because Austin Rivers is doubtful, so he's going to be out, most likely. If Alec Burks gets a full run of minutes, we're going to see what he was doing at the beginning of the season, getting like 33 minutes and getting you like 30 plus fantasy points. So I really like him if he is available for a full minutes load tonight. Have to learn that first though. If he is not, say we get a Marcus Cousins will start if Christian Wood is ruled out. Christian Wood is quote unquote very questionable for Friday. Well, Boogie Friday. But
yep.
If we get a notification that, let's say Burks is limited to 20 minutes and Austin Rivers is out, Manuel Quickley is a really good play at 4,100 on DraftKings. I don't know his position availability. Manuel Quickley is shooting guard. He's a even better switch from Dante DiVincenzo on FanDuel than KCP. I really like this kid. They're giving him. They were giving him minutes until the last game. I don't know what happened last game. Maybe he was playing pretty well. I don't know. But we've seen his upside. He got 40 against Cleveland. Like, this is a really good matchup for him. So if we see Burks on a minutes limit and Rivers is ruled out, I really like Quickly, and he could be in a cash build for me.
Yeah, I like quickly
The rest
too.
of this game's kind of shitty. I don't want to dive down into anything much lower than Emmanuel Quickly. Um, yeah.
You want to talk about your boy
You could take.
Wiseman?
Oh yeah, sorry. He's in my build right now. He's the only one I have plugged in on DraftKings. So yeah, why just play Wiseman? He's the best value on the slate.
It's 4,400 on FanDuel, pretty cheep.
Yeah, he's
Hopefully
4,500
they
on
just give this
DraftKings.
dude. Hopefully they just give him minutes. I mean, they played.
I mean,
Pascal played
he got
good.
5. Yeah, he got 5 fouls against the Lakers, and they were just like, "Look, you can't. This is a close game that we should be able to win. Like, you're not doing what you need to be doing. This is a totally different scenario against Mitchell Robinson and Randall. This isn't Gasol on AD. So that Gasol on AD is probably the toughest front court in the league. So,
Yeah.
um, I'm fine looking past that matchup. Besides, I mean, look at that. He's got 22, 32, and 33. Even 18, 20. Like, on this slate, that's all you may need. Like, I'm not overlooking. I'm not gonna overthink Wiseman today. I'm just gonna play him. You gotta have a short rear view mirror. Not be looking at crap that just happened to you. Yeah, Wiseman hurt us. Like, if Wiseman did well, we had a really good shot at like doing really well the night that we played him. But um, he obviously didn't, and we still cashed fine. What I'm saying is, don't look at that and be like, wow, I don't want to play him. He burned me so bad. This isn't like Gordon Hayward. Fuck you, Gordon Hayward. That you can just play Wiseman. Don't overlook that. The only other person I would dive lower for is, and this is a total GPP flyer, is Obi Toppin. They're eventually going to give this guy more minutes. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. But all it takes is R.J. Barrett getting foul trouble. All it takes is Joyce Randle to get in foul trouble. All it takes is just, one little thing. Mitchell Robinson maybe, because they may not need a traditional center, so you're not going to see much Nerlens Noel maybe. You see Randle slot over to the 5, and you see Obi Toppin get some run if Mitchell Robinson gets in foul trouble. There's just ways for him to eventually get minutes. He's fully back from injury now. He is another rookie that they want to get minutes. So eventually it's going to happen. I don't know when. Again, you could take a GPP flyer on him. If I was building 150 lineups, he'd be a person that I'd have 5 to 10% of as a value play, just because of how this slate is. And you may need it. Say he gets you 20 in a lineup tonight, and that allows you to get Giannis and LeBron with a Randall or with a Gobert or with whatever. That may be worth it at the end of the night. I don't know, but he's the one that I would look down for. I obviously we haven't heard anything about any potential Warriors sitting on a back-to-back and like that. I don't think it's going to happen. The only one I would look at is Andrew Wiggins, who's been dealing with a couple different things. He was questionable last night, ended up played fine, played his normal allotment of minutes. In a blowout, even he played 31 minutes. So if Wiggins, if we get news here in a little while that Wiggins becomes questionable and then gets ruled out or something like that, you can always play like a Damian Lee, a Kent Bazemore, which one of them starts. Brad Wanamaker, whoever starts from those people, I'd say you can play. I don't expect. Oh, also Frank Ntilikina is doubtful as well. That was another thing. He hasn't played the last two games, though. But Austin Rivers has, and that opens up 18 and 16 minutes of the last 2 games for Rivers. So just look at Emmanuel quickly, and then Alec Burks' potential if Alec Burks starts and sees a regular amount of minutes, he's a really good play. That's all I
One
have for
thing.
this game.
Bullock. What do you think about him at 3,600 on FanDuel? I'd say people are probably gonna punt shooting guard and one small forward.
Yeah, so here's my thing with Bullock. Before Burke went down with an injury, Bullock was playing like 20 some minutes a game. I think we see him if Burke is on his normal minutes, or if say they have a normal a minutes limit of 30 minutes and not 20. If we get a 20-minute limit, then then Bullock is fine. If we see Burks get a normal amount of minutes or up to 30 minutes or something like that, I would not play Bullock anymore. Bullock is out of the question for me. Also, like Burks is a guy they really like, and then Bullock has kind of just been this holdover. But they don't. He does play some defense. That's why they've played him a lot. Yes, he can shoot threes stuff like that, but it's mainly because of defense. He's like a really poor man's OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
So that's what he does. He's eventually going to get phased out for Emmanuel Quickly, for Alec Burks, for Obi Toppin, for these guys to get more minutes. Um, and I think the
And
same thing with Elfrid Payton by the end of the year. I think by the end of the year, you're going to see Emmanuel Quickly be the starting point
exactly.
guard. You're
Yes.
going to see Alec Burks be the starting two. You're
Yep.
going to see like potentially, I don't know how much of the three Obi Toppin has played, so I don't know. I don't want to say that, but maybe see Obi Toppin at the three, and then Randall and Mitchell Robinson. That's the future of this team, and
Yeah,
eventually it's going
that's
to
pretty
happen.
strong. Yeah, I
So,
agree. I agree totally on the Quickly call. I was literally about to
so
say that.
yeah, I would just
Kid's
watch out for
good.
that of these players that are not in this team's future, like a Reggie Bullock, like Austin Rivers, like people like this. And I think this may be the ending of Austin Rivers too, with Burks coming back and
Hmm.
Austin Rivers being hurt. That opens the door for Manuel Quickly to play better, for Burks to play more and continue to play better, and that phases Austin Rivers and Bullock kind of out of the equation. They're going to go to a more backup role, which Austin Rivers already was in, but um, I would pay attention to that rotation.
Bagwell wants to know, what do you think about Portis, GPP on DK?
Bobby Portis,
Yeah.
hey, look,
Is he still getting the run of where they get a lot of blowouts, or have they
well, he's
bumped his minutes up?
4,300. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I mean, I don't expect this game to be a blowout.
I don't either.
4,300. Yes, I think you can take some GPP darts on him. For some reason I thought he was 5,300. So yeah, 4,300. You can take some GPP darts on him. The thing is, in competitive games, like look at this Brooklyn game when Giannis played 40 minutes, he played 14. So there's not many. That means he's basically the backup to Giannis. That means there's only 6 minutes where they were on the court together. I think you see a similar thing tonight, but this is a guy that we know that can produce when he's out there. So him getting you, 24 to 28 in a GBP lineup could be enough tonight. And if it allows you to get other things, I would say this: I wouldn't play Bobby Portis and Giannis in the same lineup because you're either hoping for a blowout which hurts Giannis, or b a foul trouble for Giannis, which is possible. LeBron
Could
and AD
against
both
that. Yeah.
go to the rack a lot.
Yep.
Giannis has been known to foul people. It does happen. Doesn't happen all the time, but you can see foul trouble from Giannis in this matchup. It is possible. I wouldn't bank on it, obviously, but into GPP, I'm just saying I wouldn't play Bobby Portis and Giannis in the same lineup. Wouldn't
Yeah.
do that.
That's a pretty
You could
sharp
play
take.
Bobby. You could play Bobby Portis and Milton. You could play Bobby Portis with basically any other buck with AD and LeBron. You don't have to bank on it being a blowout. I think LeBron and AD can pay off the price tags even in a blowout. But this game, if this game blows out, then it's just the cherry on top for what this season has been so far with all these blowouts. This should be a competitive game. This should be a good game.
Yeah, Bagwell. If
I
it's
really
me,
like this is the best game on the slate for sure.
yeah, I agree. If it's me in GPPs, I'm game stacking this game. If you're gonna run the Portis route without Giannis, just game stack it. That's me.
Yeah. Also, I mean the two games that I like. We'll look at game stacking are this one and the New York Knicks game.
For sure.
All right.
You ready to
So
move on?
yeah, last game if you're ready.
Yep. Got the Pelicans going up against the
Cool.
Jazz. We've got
Yep.
over under is 217. Jazz are favored by 7 points. They've been blowing out people, man, but I don't know if they. I don't know.
Utah's quietly
I know.
one of the best teams in the NBA right
I
now.
know. They could
They're
blow them
playing
out.
really sound basketball. Conley's playing really well. Donovan Mitchell, even with his shooting woes, is still playing really well. Actually, he's been shooting better here recently. Rudy Gobert is really good. So this is a really. I mean, we just saw this matchup too. We just saw it. We saw New Orleans kind of get blown out, but kind of come back towards the end of the game. Um, I So I'll go ahead and start off with this. Just looking at the guards, I wouldn't play any guards on DraftKings from New Orleans most likely. I don't like going against Conley and Donovan Mitchell anyway. And then the usage between Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker is just kind of all over the place right now, and I don't really want to touch it. On FanDuel is a little bit different. Bledsoe's at 4,700. That's really good. Like, so just a little bit too cheap. Like, me 20. It's too cheap for Eric Bledsoe. At a point, you just have to be like, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet here. 5,300 on DraftKings, fine. Lonzo 5,500, fine. Like, you can play it. We need to know if Lonzo's gonna be on a minutes limit again. If they say Lonzo is on no minutes limit, he's going to play his normal amount of minutes. I will be playing Lonzo. He's a really good play at his price tags. At 5,500 on both sites. But I need to know that he's going to get a full allotment of minutes. So I need to know that first. I'm not building around him to start the slate. I would advise everyone to do this too. Decide what you want to play from the Bucks and Lakers game. Make sure those are in your point guard through center spots on DraftKings, and then wait for the late news. Don't just decide what you want to play from that game, and then wait for late news and fill in the rest of your lineup later. Just put in placeholder pieces from the last 2 games. You have until 10 o'clock. And everyone that's listening right now, you're going to have to be in chat because I'm going to be building that way too. I'm going to make sure that the Milwaukee and Lakers people are going to be what I want, and then I'm going to wait for who's getting what minutes later because we need to know Burke's minutes, we need to know Lonzo's minutes, we need to know starting lineups for the Knicks. We need to know, is Andrew Wiggins going to play tonight? Are certain things going to happen? This is crazy at this point what I'm about to say. Is Damian Lee going to be suspended for his flagrant 2 foul? I don't think anything like that's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, there's things that we don't know. I don't think Damian Lee's going to be suspended. I'm pretty sure the foul was just like just a flagrant 2 foul and he got ejected for it. It wasn't like anything super bad. So I'm just saying, like, we don't know what's going to happen with these 2 games at 10 o'clock when they're like this first game's on an island. So build your lineups starting with the Lakers and Milwaukee and then go from there. It doesn't matter. If you want all the good pieces from that game, do it. Find the value later on. So that would be my thought tonight. So
It's probably the
don't start
safest
your
route
lineup.
to go.
Don't start your lineups with the later pieces. Start your lineups with the Lakers and Milwaukee pieces and go from there. Brandon Ingram's a good fine price on DraftKings, 8,500. But like again, Middleton at 7,600, and then for 700 more, I get LeBron. I just don't know how I get Ingram into cash games. This whole New Orleans and Utah game is going to be really good for GBP because you're gonna get low ownership on it.
Yep. Everyone's going to be doing the same thing.
And we've already seen the one piece that I really do like is Rudy Gobert, 7,200. He dropped again. Like I liked him last slate. We played him last slate when we had these same teams. I'm going to play Rudy Gobert again most likely. He's too cheap for what he can do.
How much is he?
And I don't. 22 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, it's Wiseman. There's no reason to talk to any other centers for cash on FanDuel. It's Wiseman. Just play Wiseman.
I mean, I don't mind Robinson. He's 5,600, but yeah, I do like Wiseman for sure.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. Mitchell Robinson's another one that's good. Brook Lopez is fine for some GBPs, but again, it's a tough matchup for him.
Yeah.
And you could be like, oh, well, Brook Lopez can go out to the 3-point range, some of that. Gasol and fucking AD will follow him out there. It don't matter. They both shoot threes too, and they'll go out there. They don't care. So I don't like Brook Lopez as much. Yeah, it's really Mitchell Robinson or Wiseman for sure on FanDuel.
Yeah, we got a question in the chat. Clarkson 2 priced up for DK. How much is he on DraftKings?
61. It's just I don't want to play a bench player like him. I just on DraftKings I don't. He's a good GPP play.
Yeah.
Obviously.
For sure. He's kind of like a Terrence Ross. Yeah. He has a ceiling for sure. He's 6,300 on FanDuel. He's pretty much out for me there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I still like Bogdanovich. 5K on DraftKings is still too cheap.
Yeah.
And then the rest of this game, I just don't really care about. There's no reason for me to dive down into this value or these 3K players because I don't care about any of them.
Yeah, I mean we're not playing any of these people. No JJ Redick, no Favors. Ingles, meh. Hart, no.
I was about to say Ingles is the only one that I can think about getting to.
Same.
He only played 19 minutes last game. He did shoot 5 of 6 from 3-point range. Remember that. But I can see him getting a couple more minutes. Fully coming back from this injury. And maybe in a closer game too, he gets a couple more minutes. See him getting 22 to 24 minutes. I could project him for. He could get you enough to pay off his $4,300 on DraftKings. So I wouldn't hate you for going there.
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't have anything else from these
All right,
games.
let me ask you a 1v1 point guard on
Go
FanDuel.
for it.
Lonzo Ball or Peyton? You got a $200 difference.
If Lonzo's getting full minutes, Lonzo. If not, Peyton.
How do we know that? I don't think they're going to come out with that report.
You have 200 left out. You put Lonzo in your FanDuel lineup and build from there.
Yeah. We just don't know if he's going to get, the full run. What did he get? 23? Did he get 23?
Yeah. What I'm saying is you put Lonzo in your FanDuel lineup and build, because then you can pivot to Peyton later on.
Back to Peyton.
You already have. Yeah, because he's cheaper. You can pivot to him. It's super simple. Don't start building with Peyton. Build the other way around.
Yeah. Cool.
If you have a 2v2 that you're waiting on news for, always put the more expensive person in your lineup for anyone that's listening. Always put the more expensive one in your lineup, because then you know that you can switch to them. You don't have to be like, well, I really like this lineup, but I only have $100 left. I'm just gonna hope that this news works. No. Don't,
Zach,
unless you're just like, I don't care about playing it, then whatever.
Zach, I need to interrupt you. I've got some breaking news. FanDuel Sportsbook is live in Virginia. Let's go!
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I had a Fantasy Lives tweet on my phone. I was like, God dang it, what happened? But it's just Tyler Hero's question.
Let's go. All right. Sorry, I'm jacked, guys. Fucking love that shit. Oh man. Caruso GPP at 3,200. Zach, I'll leave that to you.
Let me look.
I'd probably rather go up to like a KCP, but that's just me.
Yeah, you could play Caruso for a GP. I mean, he's 3,200. The opportunity cost isn't that high. He's dual position eligibility. He's getting like 20 minutes a game. This is a competitive game. At 20 in a competitive game. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to talk anyone off of any GPP play for sure. Yeah, he's a fine GPP play. Like on a 10-game slate, obviously we're not playing Caruso, but on this slate, yeah, yeah, he's fine for GPP. I don't mind that. I don't mind him really as a last piece of anything. Like if you had a cash lineup that you loved and you wanted to put Caruso in there at 3,200, go for it. It's possible.
That's more of a last piece kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Don't be like.
Don't build around it.
Don't be. Also, if Jeremy Williams is listening, don't bet the farm tonight. 3-game slate.
Wow, did he put something in the chat?
Yeah, I just told him. Don't do that. I'm just like, if he's listening, don't do that.
Jeez, yeah, don't. Cool. All right.
Anyone else got any questions?
Oh, nice. I didn't know you're in the horse business, dude. That's cool. Oh, the horse business will never allow sports. Yeah, probably true, man.
Yeah. Are you at Hall, Michigan goes live tomorrow for anyone there? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I heard that. That's cool.
At Hall, do you live in Kentucky? Wow.
He does.
He does? Oh,
yeah,
well.
he does. He does.
I mean, Cali.
Let's see.
Yeah, Cali won't get that for a while or ever. Who knows?
Yep. All right, let's do
Yep,
let's do our flag plants.
Got it.
And then we'll get out of here. Louisville.
I think my favorite play not named LeBron James on DraftKings, like price-wise, I'll give you two. It's Middleton and Gobert.
I like it. I can't.
Not named LeBron. LeBron's cheating. He's too cheap.
Yeah. I don't like Gobert on FanDuel just because he's so priced up. But
yeah. I don't like him on FanDuel either. On DraftKings though, for sure.
Who do you like on FanDuel while I'm looking for mine?
Again, LeBron's cheating, so I won't do that.
I've got mine. If you need a second.
You can go for it. I mean, it's probably gonna be like Middleton and like Middleton, RJ Barrett, Kelly Oubre to pair with LeBron. One of those three is gonna be like where I would want to be at.
Yeah. Mine is just gonna be like a not necessarily like a hot take, but I really like Emmanuel quickly. I think they're I think that they want to give this guy some run. You know, he's a star rookie. I'm gonna go with him
Yeah,
on
I think
FanDuel.
he's
He
a really
is
good low
4,500.
ownership play.
Yep. He's a direct pivot off DiVincenzo. You probably will have 100 left if you don't want to. But in cash games, just play DiVincenzo. Don't overthink it.
Yep.
But you could definitely go double build DiVincenzo and then quickly
You
right
could.
there.
Yeah, you could.
I actually like that build a lot because, I mean, who else are you going to play? Are you going to play KCP at 4K? No, I'd rather play quickly. He has more of a ceiling. I
Yep.
wouldn't play Alex Burks at 5,800. I'm not going to play Naw anymore. Wiggins, no, too expensive.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's quickly DiVincenzo, KCP, or Bullock for me. That's it. I guess you could take a
Yeah.
flyer on Matthews, but he's just garbage and dusty. So, that's
Yeah.
mine.
Nah.
I'll let you go.
Oh, I'd said mine earlier. Those 3 to pair with LeBron. That would just be where I would want to be at.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's it.
Anyone got any questions?
Kenny Payne been pushing
Anything?
for more quickly too.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, I think we're gonna get out of here. Man, I can't. Mark.
Obviously, if anyone has any more questions, you can put them in the Discord chat.
Yeah. Mark Gasol at 3,700. He is sticking out to me a little bit. I might run a GPP with him.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. Let me look at his minutes really quick.
Like
Man,
15,
they are not
20.
giving him over 20 minutes. They will not do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably can't get there. Rather just play Wiseman. All right, guys, we're out of here. 3-game slate. Don't bet the farm.
Talk to y'all later.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't bet the farm.
yeah, we'll get it, man. We had a nice win last night. Let's keep it going today.
Yep.
All right, see you guys.